So I got involved with Girls on the Run actually when I was in college. I was a member of the Gamma Phi Beta sorority, so Girls on the Run is one of the philanthropies that we service. So that was when I really started to get involved with the organization, when I started to know a little bit more about it. So I really, just came to love what the organization did. And then after leaving college and eventually moving to San Antonio, a couple months in after moving here, I just figured out that I had a lot of free time, and I figured I should probably start doing something good for my community. And I went back to Gamma Phi Beta and the Girls on the Run and decided to look into it. And luckily for me, there was a chapter here, so I figured it was a perfect fit. So this is my first year doing Girls on the Run in San Antonio. I had just started in this past school year right before coronavirus hit, so unfortunately I didn't get a ton of time with our girls, but that hasn't stopped my passion so far for this organization, so I've been very thankful for that. My experience with Girls on the Run has been fantastic. I started this past school semester a couple weeks before, unfortunately everything shut down with coronavirus, so I only got a few weeks really diving in with the girls, but it's been great because this organization has still just been such a big part of my life. The organizers have really made sure to, keep everybody together during this time. So we've had a bunch of, virtual events and things like that to reconnect the coaches and try to reconnect the girls, figure out how we're gonna, work with all of these new times ahead of us. So, my experience I think has been a little bit different than what most coaches would go through, but I think the impact has still been the same. I think, it's been great. We've still been able to, I think, help the girls, which is what we're here for. And, even though things may look a little bit different than I think how we're supposed to do it or how we're used to doing it, I think it'll still be great. And, it's a great organization. I've had a blast doing it so far. All the coaches and all the mentors are fantastic women, and I've already gained my own friends out of this and things like that. So it's been a really inspiring experience for myself. Yeah, so so we have 3 coaches, including myself. None of us work at the school. We all are all around the community doing different things, and I think it's actually been great because I think the girls have really taken to us just because we're a new role model in their lives. Obviously their teachers and things like that are fantastic, but little kids, their attention span is all over the place. So I think having somebody new and different coming into their life and being able to play an impactful role, I think that has been great for the girls. I've just noticed that they've really taken to us, and they've really taken to wanting to get to know us as well as having us get to know them. So that's been really nice. And and I think it's always good to have that bit of disconnect between their school life and their personal life. And I think we fall a little bit more into the personal life, even though obviously Girls on the Run is school oriented. I think that allows them to sort of build those different boundaries in their lives and just be able to have new people coming in. So I've seen quite a few impacts on the girls. The first day you come in, everyone's a little bit shy. Everybody kind of knows of each other. Some people are already friends, but you could definitely tell who's trying to stick with their buddies and things like that. And even though we only had a couple of weeks in person, you could already start to tell, the girls were starting to hang out with different girls on the team, be able to talk to different people, come up and talk with us coaches. So I think that impact is really important. Obviously something that we're trying to do is build good skills and good personal connections with these girls. And I think that we were able to see those impacts. You could really see how they started to incorporate the lessons. They were really excited to come back the next week and say, this is how we did this at home. I got mom and dad involved in doing this, and we were able to do this activity. And, can I write on my impact paper sheet this week? And, and it was fun to really see how their minds were already so quickly developing to the lessons that we were trying to incorporate in their lives. I think so far the lesson that really stuck out for me, actually that one's a little bit hard. I don't know if there is a lesson that really stuck out to me. I think, all of them are so important for personal growth. And, I think the thing for me that the program sticks out as a whole is how much, even we can incorporate in our own lives as adults. I mean, there were things I would read in our coach's book and I was like, I don't even do that for myself. I should probably start, thinking of these own things in my life. And so, I don't know if there was really one thing that stuck out. I think it was just one of those that just ended up being such a good piece to the bigger puzzle that everything that was important. You needed every single piece of this program, to really make this beautiful picture at the end. I definitely want to come back to coach again just because I love this program. I fully believe in what it does and the impact that it has on the community. I know my personal experiences growing up, self-esteem and things like that weren't the greatest. And so, you see these kids and you see all these things now that they have to deal with social media and, just the environment that we're in and things like that. And it's so hard right now to be a kid. And, you are able to give these girls just these tools to help them, because I think sometimes we grow up and not know, we just don't know these things. Nobody necessarily explicitly tells us like, hey, you should learn to love yourself. These are some things that you could do to, build a better life for yourself, be a better person, be who you want to be. And I think a lot of us can get lost on that road, even growing up into adulthood. And so I think being able to provide these things to these girls that not all of us even had is so important. I mean, this next generation and every generation following us, we have to learn and we have to build. And, I'm grateful that I'm able to have an impact on that and, being able to take my experiences, take my life and give that to the girls, what we do is it's so important. It really is. And, I just want to come back and keep doing it. The girls are fun. The coaches are fun. I have a blast myself. I love, every Tuesday, Thursday, getting to go to the school and stuff. And so, it doesn't feel like a typical volunteer position, where it's so much work and, you have to go and do this. It's not that at all. You love it. It's fun. You're passionate about it. And you really see the change that you're making. Oh man, this program can impact the girls so long term. Who we help to build today is who grows up to be these women, so if we build these strong, powerful girls who are able to think for themselves, able to, shut out this negative talk and postings and all these things that they're hit with, even in childhood anymore, that helps them when they grow up to be teenagers to help, so that they're not impacted by all these terrible things as teenagers, so that when they do grow up on their own, they have all of these skills, they have this confidence, they have, this self-love, they have all of these things that they need to just really just go into the world and just, be this powerful, amazing woman. And that's what we need in this world, and that's really the impact that Girls on the Run has. It's not, it is a short-term, impact, but you are able to see how these girls grow, and a lot of the coaches that I've talked to, will have this, the same girls for a couple of years in a row before they move on to middle school or whatnot. And, and it's so much fun to listen to their stories, to hear, just how, the shy girl who didn't want to talk to anybody comes in and is now the leader of the group and the social butterfly and gets better grades and does all these things. And it's like, those are the visual impacts those are just the visual impacts. Those aren't even the things that you don't see what's happening inside of her. And then from what we do, all that we're going to do is just continue to build on that. You know, if she is powerful and strong and amazing as, you know, an elementary school kid, imagine how much more that's going to grow as she grows. And so, you know, I think that's just the lasting impact that Girls on the Run really has, is that, you know, we really have the opportunity to just change an entire generation of women, and it's awesome. I would say my unexpected personal benefits is that, you know, I've made actually good friends coming in here. I guess I shouldn't say actually, that's not that surprising, but I have made great friends coming in now through Girls on the Run. You know, my fellow coaches, you know, we've got our group chats and we hang out and do wine nights, and, you know, and even as the organization on a whole, like, you know, we've been able to do all sorts of like fun virtual happy hours and discussions and things like that. So I think that friendship group has been a really big benefit for me. I'm new to San Antonio. I've been here less than a year. And so, you know, obviously making friends is something that is difficult in adulthood. And so being able to come in and, you know, not only have this volunteer group that makes me feel good inside and makes me feel good about what I'm doing, but now, you know, I get to share that experience, and now I've made some amazing friends along the line. And so that's been something that I've really appreciated through this program. Oh man, what makes Girls on the Run special that's a hard question, because there's so many things. You know, for one, I think the passion that our coaches have makes this organization special. I mean, I've never seen a group of women so collectively dedicated to something. You know, I mean, a lot of times you'll go in and they'll always kind of be the, you know, lagging one who is there just to be there, but that's not there with this organization. You know, every single woman wants to be there, wants to be coaching, wants to make this impact, and that's huge. I mean, I think that makes it so unique. And then, you know, obviously from the girls' standpoint, I mean, we just have such a unique position in this community for what we can do. You know, I mean, it's like, obviously all volunteer, you know, opportunities are important and they're great, but, you know, who can say that they are really able to, like, seriously change people's lives? You know, and that's what we do. We change these girls' lives for the better. And there aren't a lot of groups that can really, like, fully say that, you know, and I think that's something that makes Girls on the Run an amazing organization, is just because you know that the impact that you're making is actually truly impactful, and it's important, and, you know, it's lasting. I mean, this is something these girls are going to, you know, give their values that they've learned in Girls on the Run. They're going to bring that to their kids and their daughters, and those daughters are going to bring that to those daughters. And now we have a whole line of generations of women who are, you know, incorporating the standards and the values of Girls on the Run in their lives. And I mean, that's just amazing. Not a lot of people can do that or say that. I do. I love this organization. You know, in just the short time that I've been here, I really feel like it's taken up a big chunk of my life in a good way. That sounds almost bad. In a good way. You know, I'm passionate about it. I love it. I love what we stand for. I love what we do. You know, I get excited to tell people about it. You know, I will constantly, you know, tell my coworkers and things like that, and, you know, friends that I have, and I'm like, this is just such an amazing thing. And it's funny because I'll talk with some of my sorority sisters, you know, and they're like, you still do Girls on the Run? I'm like, yes, do it, go back to it. Like, I know we all stopped after college, and, you know, but it's great, and I'm so thankful, you know, that I was first introduced to this, because I don't know if I would have found it afterwards. And you know, and so that, I think, has been a great thing, being able to pair with the sorority and things like that. And yeah, I just love Girls on the Run. It's just been amazing, you know, and I'm excited to continue it and continue to grow with this organization. So I love it. Happy 10-year anniversary, Girls on the Run in Bexar County.